Gary here from mrgshave for another head shave, number 35, if I'm correct. I think I checked earlier. So I think it's number 35. What am I using today? I'm trying to use up some odds and bits and bobs, shall we say. Get myself reorganised. This is a sterling sample rosemary and mint pre-shave soap, or it could just be a bar soap, I don't know. It just said sterling on the front and rosemary and mint, so who knows. But I do use it as a pre-shave. So that's my pre-shave. I'm using up some St James of London Cedarwood and Clarysage. So there you go. That's what I'm using today. And that's a cream. I tend to use creams on my head. I've just kind of fallen into that routine. No particular reason, I just have. Because I don't use creams as often as I use soaps, and it's a way to sort of get them into my shave and show they're pretty good. There's no... Creams aren't worse than soaps, or... That's a question, it's debatable. But to me, creams are just as good as hard puck soaps. They don't last as long. That's the main thing. And I'm not sure whether there are as many fragrances as you get with hard pucks, but you know, there's no real difference. I'm quite happy to use a cream on my face, for instance. Right, so to follow up the cream, back to my boots. Tea tree and witch hazel. As an aftershave, which I haven't used in a while, is Men Arko cologne, and it's the gold. I haven't got my glasses on. Obviously, it's gold. The thing's gold power. So aftershave cologne, and then I'm following that up with Boots Maccaroot aftershave relief. So there you go. So that's what I'm using today on there. I'm also returning to an old favourite which I haven't used in a while, and that's my leaf razor. As you can probably see, that is it's wet. So I've already got it in the bowl ready to go. Blades in there are Voskhod. So those are the blades. And the brush, which has been in the bowl, is my Yaqi bear or Betelgeuse tuxedo. I'm guessing reverse tuxedo knot. So they're a wolf knot, whatever it's called. I don't get too into names and things like that. I just, you know, as long as they work, that's the main thing. So right, I'm just gonna get myself ready, wet my head down. I'll probably put the pre-shave on, and then we'll get into the shave. Right, I'm back. Soap in hand. I've done the pre-shave on the old head, on the dome. Going to squeeze in sort of a toothpaste size amount into the brush. So there you go. I'm hoping that focused. Wet the head a bit more. And go straight to the dome. So I hope everybody's had a good week, and hopefully you enjoyed my straight razor video on Wednesday. I hope people are, you know, giving that a watch as well. Even if you don't use straight razors, it's, you know, it might spur you on to have a go. Yeah, I talked about, you know, certainly one item or topic in the video was quite important, which was the import situation here in the UK, where suppliers in Europe and US and pretty much all over the world are no longer sending goods to the UK. If you want to see the details of that, but the one thing I did forget to do was put the link of where I got that information from in the description below, so I'm going to do that in this video. If you want to go and check that out, but I think it's pretty widely known amongst the community now in the UK. That, you know, we pretty much all know about it, because a lot of us buy fairly regularly from abroad, and all of a sudden that supply chain or supply route has been cut off. I don't think all of them have done it, but I certainly haven't been able to buy anything that I've wanted from anywhere. So mainly the States, but from what I understand it's Europe as well. So so there we are. But if you want more information on that, go back and watch that video. I also received a box of goodies from Scott Newman. You know, at the end of the day, brilliant. And again, if you want to see what's in that box, you'll have to go back to the Wednesday shave to see that. So, but yeah, very generous gift from Scott Newman. So I hope I'm not embarrassing you, Scott, by mentioning you in every video. Right. So I think this is the first time I've used Voskhod blades in the leaf razor. And at the moment it feels fine. I've got a couple of bumps on my head that I keep reopening. You probably saw it in my straight razor video. Getting a little bit annoying, if I'm honest. Eventually it'll heal, I guess. But we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully I don't reopen them this time round. So yeah, it was an interesting video for some. Had quite a few comments. One of the most recent comments I've had is from Jim Will Shave. And I must admit, as I sort of replied to Jim, I've often wondered why we don't have a UK meetup at some point. You know, and this was pre-COVID. I mean, I wondered why there wasn't sort of we didn't try and do a meetup somewhere, whether that's just the YouTubers only or whether that's open to subscribers. I don't mind either. It could be a big crowd though, couldn't it? But yeah, so we were sort of discussing whether it would be a good idea when this COVID saga is over, or certainly it's safe for us to do so, we can meet up somewhere. So I think that would be a brilliant idea personally. I know they do it in the States. They have, you know, I forget what they are, what their meetups are called, but something like the big meetup or something. But yeah, I think that would be a brilliant idea. I'd love to do that. And it would be a good way of celebrating a relaxation or a more permanent relaxation of the rules. That could be another year away yet, but what a brilliant idea, Jim. I'm really up for that. But we'll have to wait and see, as we all know, when this dreaded... I mean, once we've got some herd immunity, and as long as the virus doesn't change to the point where the vaccine doesn't work anymore... Sorry, that's my front door. I have one of these Ring doorbells. As many of you who have them will know that ringtone. But it's it would be great, to be honest. I think it's something for us to all look forward to, maybe. Meeting up somewhere, whether that's London or at a manufacturer, someone like Edwin Jagger, or one of the suppliers like Agent Shave, or if we can do multiples of that, that would be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, Any ideas below? But yeah, it would have to be in the UK, because I don't particularly want to have to get on a plane to meet up with people who from the UK. That'd be mad. But maybe one day, who knows? We might do a meet up somewhere like Pasteur's in New York. That would be something, that would, wouldn't it? Right, so I've gone with the grain, so it's now against the grain. Let's just go over this way. Which is effectively across the grain up here, so I don't know why I say that's against the grain. Now remember, no pressure. I haven't used this in a while. If I'm honest, on a couple of occasions where I've been in a bit of a rush, I've just grabbed the Gillette Fusion or the Mach 3. That was over Christmas though. That was over Christmas. Or potentially over the Christmas period where I'd had a little touch too much alcohol maybe. I thought safer with the Gillette Fusion or Mach 3. But yeah. It's really nice to come back to the leaf. I think that the leaf really does, it's the most comfortable and close. I can't really say whether it's the closest, but I don't think anything beats it, let's put it that way. There could be things that equal it in terms of BBS result, but I don't think anything beats it for a close shave. And the nice thing about this over the DE razors, certainly for me anyway, is I don't have to think about it too much. All I have to think about is don't put any pressure. Whereas I find myself focusing a lot more when using a DE than when I'm using either a cart, which I very rarely use, or this leaf razor. Yeah, see, I've opened that up again now. Have I? No, I haven't. I thought that was opened again. Oh, I might have got away with it. We'll see. Pickup pass. My pickup pass has become effectively another third pass. But I don't then carry on to do a fourth pickup pass. This is the pickup pass. It's just a full pass now. Because I go across the grain at the back of the neck and different angles on the head, so so yeah, how's everybody, you know, are you all getting back into the grind of being back at work, or are you furloughed or stuck at home working from home? I mean, what do you call normal now? I mean, there isn't a normal, is there? It's weird. Wherever you go, I used to go to Tenerife on holiday when I was a kid and stuff, and I don't know why it came up in my feed, but there was a live feed of a beach in, I think it was Lanzarote, and then there was a couple of, when I clicked on that and saw, and the beach was pretty empty. And then I saw some other suggestions of sort of recordings from the streets in Tenerife over the last few days, and I started to watch a couple of those, not for very long because it gets a bit boring, but the streets are empty. And you think, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But I think, you know, it's like that all over the world. I mean, maybe not so much in China. They seem to have controlled it. So they say. You know, who knows what to believe when you're getting data from a... I've got nothing against communism. I mean, at the end of the day, I think that the people who live under that sort of regime might have something more to say about that. And I can empathise with their situation. I'd far rather live under the situation that we are with the democracy, although it doesn't feel like a democracy at the moment. We're just being told what to do. And here I go into politics, and I'm not a politician. I'm not somebody who gets into politics. But it just, you know, I just think that a lot of the information we're fed, both from communist countries and from Western countries, can be taken with a pinch of salt, shall we say. In other words, I don't think we're being told the truth a lot of the time. Or the truth has been embellished. Oh, here I go. I'm doing another... I don't know why I'm doing this. I'll just put it on and wash it off. But yeah, I just don't think that we're getting the whole story in the media. And I think the media has a lot to answer for when it comes to some of the things that are obviously untrue being said in certain lines of media. But yeah, at the end of the day, we live where we live and we live how we live, and there's not a lot we can change about that. So, but yeah, back to a more positive thing. I'm about to clean up. Leave some sort of ideas below about meet-up propositions for the UK. For it's probably going to be next year, I would think. I don't think it's going to be this year. I haven't booked a holiday this year. So anyway, here's me rambling on, and I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back. Right, back up for the post-shave. I forget where I was now, what I was talking about before. Oh, lovely cold water on the head. Let's get some alum on there. Might help with some of those. I mean, they haven't opened up, so I'm really pleased about that. No stinging anywhere. Anything there? No, nothing there. So I haven't opened those up, which is great, because they've been bothering me for a few weeks now. I guess we've all been there. Well, certainly as head shavers. I don't know so much about face shavers, but I think even with face shaving, if you open up, you cut yourself on one shave, it can take weeks sometimes for it to heal sufficiently so that you can shave without worrying about whether you're going to open it up again or not. But I think it's more so on your head, because as Chris from IMCDB says, he asked the question, why does your head bleed so much or more than anywhere else? Well, there's a higher density of blood vessels in your scalp than pretty much anywhere else other than maybe your lungs. They're called arterioles, where gas exchange takes place. I'm not going to go into medical terms, but yeah, it's where the oxygen moves into the cells and the carbon dioxide comes from the cells back out into the bloodstream and goes back to your lungs to be expelled. But so that happens all over the body, but the actual density of those blood vessels in your scalp is far greater than anywhere else. You think every hair follicle in your head needs a blood supply. And those of you who've got full heads of hair, well, there you go. Those that are follically challenged like myself, or as Jim Will Shave says, I'm not follically challenged anymore, I'm shaved. So that's true. But nevertheless, that's why you bleed so much from your head. Your brain requires 20% of your blood supply, the blood volume in your body to function. At any one time, your brain has 20% of the blood volume in your body. So there you go. That's just a little bit of science. So, but yeah, so that's why your head bleeds more than anywhere else, or that certainly your scalp does anyway. Right, so that's, I've got to wash this off. I'm going to use this. You are not going to believe this. I forget who said they were going to put odds on I was going to get the alum in my eye again, and I have. It burns like mad at first, but it doesn't take long for it to dissipate. But yeah, so if my eye starts going red, that's why. Right, let's get on with the witch hazel. Brilliant. I've got quite a few witch hazels. Well, I haven't got quite a few. I've got a couple. I've got the Humphreys, I've got the Thayers, and I've got this. That's the only witch hazels I've got. But out of all of them, the scent, I love that Boots. Absolutely love it. I'm sure it's not for everybody, but for me, it's brilliant. Right, on with the Arko Gold Power Cologne. Oh, it's been a long time since I've used this. That smells really quite nice. It's like coming back to an old friend. And then on with the Bodyshop Maccaroot Aftershave Cream. And that's me done for this shave. So I hope you all enjoyed, as I say, the Wednesday straight razor shave. I'm probably going to plug that a little bit because it's new. So every Wednesday I'm going to do straight razor shaves. Fridays I'll stick with the head shave. Saturdays with the safety razors, whether that be SE or DE razors. But yeah, so it's bye-bye from me. It's bye-bye from the leaf razor. This is the razor I'll probably be using on my head most of the time this year. I love it. Unless they bring out a better version, which I doubt, and even if they do, it's unlikely at the moment we'll get it in this country. So it's, what can one do? Right, have pity on us over here in the UK. I'll see you tomorrow for the face shave.